Imagine you're going to have a baby brother, and you decide to have him kidnapped, so you won't have to share anything. Le Petit Nicolas is a French-Belgian family comedy film released in the year 2009. The film centers on a mischievous yet emotional little boy, Nicolas, who panics after assuming that his parents are going to have another baby. Now, Nicolas isn't ready to share the love of his parents, so he, along with his friends, plot a scheme to get the baby kidnapped and left in the jungle. Yeah, kids are weird. At the start of the movie, Nicolas introduces himself along with his school friends, parents, and neighbors. Nicolas is a playful little boy who gets into all sorts of mischief. In class, when his teacher asks him to write an essay on what do you want to become when you grow up, he goes blank. While all the students are busy writing the essay, Nicolas is distracted and unable to write anything as he doesn't really know what he wants to be when he grows up. Nicolas has a best friend named Alceste, a chubby little boy who loves to eat. He is so obsessed with eating that he dreams about food all day long. But unlike Nicolas, Alceste has a dream. He wants to grow up to become a minister. Nicolas's other friend, Giroir, comes from a wealthy family. He lives in a large house with a huge garden and a massive swimming pool. His wealthy father buys him whatever he wants, which has made him very picky when it comes to dressing. Clotaire is another one of Nicolas's friends who loves bikes. He brings an ultra-fast bike to school and wants to be a champion bike rider and dreams about becoming one all the time. He's always punished by the teachers for daydreaming and not paying attention in class. Eidos is a carefree boy and a bully at school. He lies to his friends that he's never been scolded by his parents for his bad academic results. However, that is not the case, as in reality he's always being punished by his parents. Maybe that's the reason he wants to become a bandit. And in contrast to Eidos, Nicolas's friend Rufus wants to become a policeman, just like his father. But when it comes to mischief, he's the best. At school, he mimics the school staff all the time. Monsieur Bouillon is the playground guard and always likes to stare in the eyes, so the kids call him Bouillon Soup and Staring Eyes. One of Nicolas's classmates, named Angyan, is an unbothered child. He is the best in the class and also the teacher's pet. His specialty is that he's a dirty snitch. Students can hate him but can't beat him up because he wears glasses. Nicolas's father is a very indecisive person. According to him, he could have been a star footballer or maybe even a swimming champion or a cycling champion if he didn't marry Nicolas's mother. Monsieur Plaidiol is Nicolas's neighbor who likes to eavesdrop on all their conversations. So Nicolas's dad and Monsieur Plaidiol end up bickering all the time. Nicolas's mother is the most kindest and most naive person on this planet. She always wanted to be a mother, and Nicolas thinks that he's all she's ever wanted. Nicolas's parents love him immensely, and he thinks that he has the perfect life. But that is all about to change. One day at school, Nicolas's teacher asks the class to tell the story of Tom Thumb. None of the students are able to tell the story except Angyan, who explains to the class who Tom Thumb was. Just then, Monsieur Bouillon escorts a student, Joachim, into the class who just had a baby brother. After class, Joachim tells Nicolas and his friends that one morning his father woke him up only to tell him that he had a baby brother. He tells them that his father and mother were happy as ever to have a new baby. Joachim thinks that his brotherhood is horrible, as he gets to hear his brother's screams all day long, and he also has to tolerate his brother's slaps and tantrums. Joachim is extremely annoyed and jealous of his brother. He wanted a bike, but instead got a brother. All the friends who have already experienced brotherhood tell Joachim that he is doomed and soon he'll be sleeping in the garage, and his brother will take his room. Nicolas, who is his parents' only child, listens to his friends' conversations keenly. After school, while walking with Joachim, Nicolas asks him if he knew before about his brother's arrival. Joachim tells him that he didn't know anything before. However, his father acted weird, as he was super kind to his mother and performed all the weightlifting tasks like taking out the trash and holding all the shopping bags. At home, Nicolas can't stop thinking about what Joachim said. He asks his mother how babies are made. Before his mother could answer the question, his father arrives home with a present for him from Mr. Murcheboom, his father's boss. Nicolas's father keeps running behind his boss to increase his pay because Nicolas's mother believes that he is being exploited. His parents often argue but also cooperate when needed to. Nicolas's father writes a thank you note from Monsieur Murcheboom, but is still unsatisfied. His wife suggests calling Monsieur Mushaboom and his wife over for dinner, as that's the only way to impress him. The next morning, Nicolas sees his father taking out the trash without grumbling, and all he can think about is what Joachim said the other day. At the breakfast table, he notices his parents' lovey-dovey attitude towards each other, and his father is being extra nice to his mother. So he assumes that he's gonna have a baby brother. At school, Nicolas tells his friends that he's going to have a brother based on the signs that he noticed at home. It is medical checkup day at school, and Nicolas realizes that Joachim is absent. He and his friends suspect that Joachim has been thrown out of his house due to his new brother's arrival. During the medical checkup, students' height, weight, eyesight, and identifying skills are checked. Nicolas arrives home after school, and at the dinner table, Nicolas's father tells him that they'll go into the woods this weekend to enjoy. But Nicolas is scared, and he starts to believe that his parents will leave him in the woods to abandon him. At school, Nicolas's friends suggest that he should buy something for his mother. This way, she won't forget him after his brother arrives. But Nicolas only has 3 francs, so he goes to a flower shop along with Alceste and Rufus to buy flowers for his mother. Due to lack of budget, the 3 of them engage in a fight, resulting in making havoc in the flower shop. However, Nicolas manages to get a flower worth 3 francs. He gives the flower to his mom, who is pleased to have it. Nicolas then decides to keep pleasing his mom so she doesn't abandon him. He dresses according to his mom's choice and goes to gatherings without grumbling. At one of the gatherings, he meets a girl named Marie Edwige, who is always mean to him. She cheats during the games, puts makeup on Nicolas, and makes him do all the girly things. But Nicolas doesn't complain and quietly suffers everything to please his mother. The next morning, the time comes which Nicolas is most dreadful about: his parents taking him to the woods. In the woods, he locks himself alone in the car. His parents keep asking him to open the doors, but he refuses to listen, resulting in his parents pushing the car all the way to their home. They think something is wrong with Nicolas considering his unusual behavior, so they call a doctor home to check him up. Nicolas, who is in a state of sorrow, spends time in his room thinking that he doesn't want to leave his mom, ever. The next day at school, Nicolas's friends embark on a mission to help Nicolas. They form a group called El Cid, Children. After school, the friends meet in their hanging spot, and only those students are allowed to enter who are aware of the password to their group, El Cid Children. During the secret meetup, Nicolas's friends fight over who is going to be the captain of the group. Nicolas scolds them and asks them to focus on the plan. Meanwhile, Nicolas's mother arrives at his father's office only to tell him that she's not ready to call his boss's family over for dinner. According to her, she's boring and will not be interesting enough for Monsieur Mushaboom and his family. Moreover, she doesn't have new clothes and jewelry to wear. To make his wife happy, Nicolas's father offers to take her shopping the next day, buy her a new dress, matching jewels, and even enroll her in driving classes. Meanwhile, Clotaire is unable to remember the password to their secret group, and faces difficulty when Alceste does not allow him to enter their hanging spot. Nicolas decides that everyone will be the leader of his own in their group. Rufus proposes a plan that can help Nicolas make his mother happy, which is cleaning his house properly. The next day, when Nicolas's parents leave for shopping, his friends arrive at the place. They start to clean the house, but end up making a complete mess of it. They turn the house upside down, destroying almost everything. When Nicolas's parents return home, their mind is blown to see their whole house ruined, along with their frowsy cat that was washed in the washing machine. After being scolded by his parents, Nicolas decides to run away from the house, as he believes that his parents don't love him anymore and will abandon him. So he packs his things and leaves the house at night. But he's not going too far, as he gets scared by a cat and runs back to his house. The next day, Nicolas tells his friends about his last night. He tells them that he's decided he shouldn't be the one to leave the house as he got there first. It's the new baby that has to leave. So they start scheming a plan to get rid of Nicolas's forthcoming brother. One of them suggests getting the baby abducted. So they head to prison to look for a gangster, but they fail to find one and have to run away from the prison. On the other hand, Nicolas's mother prepares herself for some interesting conversations that she wants to have with Monsieur Mushaboom. Meanwhile, Hugues finds out about a person, Francis Leburn, through a newspaper, who does cleanup jobs, and Nicolas and his friends mistake him as a gangster. At school, the students are informed about their new temporary teacher, Madame Navan, who gives a tough time to Agnan, leaving him startled. After school, Nicolas and his friends search for Francis's number and call him through a telephone booth. Upon knowing that he charges at least 500 francs for his service, Nicolas and his friends keep thinking about how to get the money. Anyan, who is frustrated with the new teacher, wants her gone. So he gifts Madame Navan a box of expired chocolates from his home to get rid of her. On the other hand, Nicolas's father is worried about how to pay for a housekeeper that his wife demands to hire for the house, as she wants to make a good impression on Madame Mourseboum. The next day at school, Anyan faints after knowing that Madame Navan won't be coming back. But it turns out she just has a common cold. To help Nicolas earn money, Geoffrey brings a roulette wheel from his house that can help them gather money. But Monsieur Bouillon confiscates it. Clotaire decides to stall Monsieur Bouillon so that Nicolas and his friends can take Geoffrey's roulette wheel back from Monsieur Bouillon's office. At dinner night, Nicolas's mother makes a horrible impression on Madame Mourseboum. First, she mistakenly hands the bag of trash, and then Nicolas asks Monsieur Mourseboum for 500 francs. In dire need to make a good impression, Nicolas's mother anxiously keeps on blabbering in front of the guests and ends up giving them stale food for dinner. The next day at school, Nicolas and his friends plan another scheme to earn money. They make a magic potion, claiming that it gives strength and power, and sell it for 5 francs a sip. They use all the wrong ingredients, such as cocoa powder and eggs mixed with washing soap to create bubbles in the magic potion. Somehow, this strategy works for them, and they end up earning 530 francs by tricking the kids. Nicolas then calls François Le Borgne to tell him that he has all the money. François asks him when he should come to clean the car, which leads Nicolas to think that they need a car as well for abducting the baby. So Geoffrey manages to steal his mother's Rolls Royce by tricking his driver and driving like crazy all the way to his friends. Just when Nicolas is about to give François a call, he and his friends meet Joachim on the street, with his baby brother in the stroller. Turns out he was absent from school because of the chickenpox he had. He tells his friends that brotherhood is the best thing that one can experience, and that he loves his baby brother immensely. Nicolas is moved by what Joachim said and drops his plan on calling Francis. That day, Nicolas returns home all happy and cheerful, telling his parents that he is happy for the baby brother's arrival. Hearing this, his parents quickly correct him that he's not going to have a little brother anytime soon. Upon knowing the truth, Nicolas gets sad but leaves an idea to his parents that they should plan a baby. At the lunch table, his father cheers him up by making funny faces, and the three of them laugh their hearts out. A few days later, when Nicolas arrives home after school, he's happy as ever to know that a baby is going to arrive. He keeps on waiting for his baby brother to arrive and dreams about him all day long. On the day of the baby's arrival, Nicolas goes to the hospital only to find out that he had a baby sister. In a split second, all of his dreams of raising a baby brother are shattered. He isn't happy with having a sister and thinks that she looks like a shaved cat. He tells relatives that if only he knew that a baby sister was going to arrive, he could have asked for a dog instead. Everyone starts to laugh, and that's when he realizes what he wants to do when he grows up, and that is to make people laugh. And that's the end of the video, and I hope you all enjoyed this. If you did, please make sure to like the video and also subscribe to the channel to never miss out on future videos from Dude Recaps. For those of you who do speak French, je suis désolé par mon prononciation des les noms. Je sais que c'est pas les meilleurs, mais mon français est un peu vieux, je pense. Yeah. Anyway, have a good one.